Yo, what up? It's aaronimoses. Gang. Oh man, God. So we got Cobb loses it. Let me fix my screen. My bad, baby. Cobb loses it when he gets okay, wait a minute. Now let me hold on, let me finish. Cobb loses it when he gets a dirty look. Okay, let's get into it. Sheesh.
You need more training. I need more training. You need safety back. Yeah. You got a mental problem. He said he's gonna catch a body. Everything recorded.
He said
He
that?
right here. He said he's gonna catch a body out here. Everything he came up to me with a stick.
On August 23rd, 2020, police officers on patrol in Chicago made the abrupt decision to detain a young man by the name of Leroy Kennedy. One moment Leroy was going about his day, and the next, he was being tackled, his face ground into the pavement. He was resisting arrest, officers would later inform him. But the original reason they stopped him seemed to mystify everyone, including the officers themselves, who seemed intent on behaving unprofessionally throughout the encounter. Right away, we're situated in the middle of a chaotic scene fueled by an incensed mob. They've just witnessed a violent incident instigated by the police themselves.
Hey, no, chill out. You got we'll roll your about there, roll your we'll roll your drink this. We just you. Take the
That's angry,
you just bust okay. You just bust it. You playing, bro. You playing, bro. You playing, bro. You playing. You better let me go for y'all. Helping you. Take it out. Helping you. You just this face up like this. Man, you just this face up. Let you stand on that bitch. She was trying to fight me. Man, you was trying to fight the you hold my hand. God, you touching me for no reason, bro. I ain't got shit on you, bro. I ain't take off running. I walked off. I ain't run. I walked off. On my man, I'm putting on.
Go to jail too, stupid ass.
Stop pushing him, bro. Listen, I'm gonna get some medical attention, bro.
This guy's not a threat. He might be like 5'10", maybe 140 pounds. He's not getting medical attention. He's not in cuffs. Well, we'll see.
You might expect that once Leroy is in the back of the squad car, his defenders will disperse. However, this seems to have the exact opposite effect.
Bro, back up.
What happened in the beginning? Oh, goodness. His hand's bleeding. It's not a threat.
The chaotic scene has quickly evolved to what appears to be a standoff between officers and civilians. The officer, having put his hands around Leroy's neck and having thrown him to the ground, definitely doesn't appear to have been warranted. While exercising force against a fleeing suspect is allowed, so long as the force is reasonable under the circumstances, Leroy didn't appear to have been a fleeing suspect. He also didn't appear to have been resisting, nor did it seem he had any weapons on his person. There must be specific, articulable facts to support the exercise of force, and here we aren't seeing any.
Give me some space.
What happened?
Because you did. It is what it is. Ain't no that's why we don't knock y'all around. Should kill y'all. I hate y'all.
No, don't say all of that now.
My face up, bro. I ain't got bro. I have nothing.
Why you searching him when you just assaulted him? Why you searching him, bro? Why you grabbing on him like that, bro? What's the point of this? I don't want to see this man's groin. Why you Why you messing with him when you just?
Did you move my hands? Oh, you want to search me, bro? I'll have up the copy. You search. You can search me hands down, everything. I have nothing.
So now you want to detain him because he was acting aggressive? Because you're violating him like that? You just grabbed on his legs. You might have inclinations. I'm not even. Nah, bro, that was inappropriate. When you ran up on him and violated him, now you want to search him and didn't even give him any warning.
It also doesn't help that more police are joining the scene by the minute. It's hard to say who's most upset, Leroy, the crowd, or the police. One of the officers who participated in the arrest appears to be particularly agitated and takes it out on the crowd.
Let's go then, skinny. Take that off, 140-pound ass. 140 pounds. Hold on with your homies. Come, Tony. Take that.
You're initiating conflict, my nigga. That's unprofessional as hell, bro. What you putting on your gloves? That's a threatening gesture. You're trying to escalate the situation.
I appreciate you guys. Stay right there, that's fine. Why you getting all tough and down like that? Sticks and you picking up sticks and that man was not like that. Me and just slammed on his head. We did, we know. We're not lying about it. Right. Okay? What the fuck?
That's not what you say in that type of situation. This dude does not understand a lot about anything. About his training, about his job, about his position in the society and the community that he signed up to so-called protect and so-called serve. This is not what you do, bro. You weren't there. They were there.
He did. I understand. But he was coming up behind him, okay? Trying to pull him away. He was. It's on camera. It's on camera.
See, just by how he's pacing back and forth, walking in circles, engaging with these people in a way that's obviously unhealthy, he already had something that was going on previously. We have to do something called reset. When you join a new social interaction with certain types of people, bro, you cannot let the things that happened to you previously dictate the actions that you have going forward. Affect what you I'm under the influence. So pretty much what I was trying to say was, just because something happened to you previously, you cannot let that affect what you are going to do with the next person going forward. You know, this dude obviously had something going on before. And yeah, let's go.
What's the issue?
Yeah, he's on it.
You need more training. I need more training. You need safety back. Yeah. You got a mental problem. He said he's gonna catch a body. Everything recorded. Him right here. He said he gonna catch a body out here. Everything he came out to me with a stick. Straight home. You flipped him, bro. Take that.
Yeah, nah, that was not good. I'm not on the side of the people who, the person who came up with him with the stick, you know, or anything like that. But again, you're supposed to be bigger than the situation. Your solutions are supposed to be bigger than the problems, you know. Shouldn't have did it. He shouldn't have did it.
I'll catch a body today.
You might think you misheard the officer, but he did in fact say that he was looking to catch a body, and as he continuously points out to the crowd, it's all on video.
You picked up a bag. It's on camera. I
did. Everything has gotten out of hand, and the officer needs to quickly separate Leroy from the scene. Considering the number of members of law enforcement who've responded to the scene, at least 1 to 2 should be making efforts to de-escalate the situation and to calm the civilians. However, what we've seen isn't consistent with this. At this point, it's clear that the officers have lost control of the situation. Irate civilians have surrounded the cruiser, and Leroy should have already been transported away from the scene.
And I will say this, and I'm going to stop pausing it so much. But to be honest with you, I think, just as a logical thinking person in the situation, yes, I was emotional before, but I'm going to break it down. Why? Because this guy was just, not only was he minding his business, he doesn't give off, just by his body language, his demeanor, how he speaks, you know, how he was behaving in the situation. He doesn't seem like he's somebody who is a part of any criminal activities on a daily basis right now. He might have been with the business when he was 15, 16, 17, but he seems like he is not currently in that lifestyle. Okay? And the fact that these people are so distraught, these people are so upset, these people are so willing and ready to go to war over this guy, over this man, that gives me more reason to believe that he's just a neutron, or in the West Coast they say a non-affiliate. A neutron is somebody who's not in a gang or in an organization or part of a nation or any kind of things like that, any kind of criminal activities. He seemed like he was just a square. He seemed like he has a job. He might have a kid or two. You know, he was just minding his business. And of all the people who deserve to be treated like that, he's not one of those people. He's a good guy. I'm not saying that he's a pillar of the community or he gives away turkeys every time that he, you know, lives to make it to another Thanksgiving or Christmas, but he's not a part of the foolishness that goes on in their neighborhood. So that's why people like that are going to be protected. People are going to go out of their way to be upset and start a riot and do things that they're doing, because I don't think that he was, you know, with the business on that level. Not saying that he's not a man and he won't defend himself, but I'm just saying that I don't think, you know, he was a part of anything, and I think that's why they're just so flabbergasted and they're so upset in this situation.
I wasn't. Your ass was inside. I'm intimidated.
And you got this fucking, you got this weird looking dude.
The situation is now completely out of control. Officers are behaving unprofessionally, which tarnishes the law enforcement badge. While they should never let their emotions be seen, their anger has gotten the best of them. The civilians have a right to challenge authority, and the officers have no right to speak to the civilians the way they are, including the name-calling and threatening to lock them up as you just witnessed. As the police car begins to pull away, the officer continues shouting insults out the window.
Make more than you, bro. Running. Remind me to take this. Relax. I got you, okay? I got you. We got you. Ain't nobody gonna treat you badly. I'm gonna get you water and everything, okay?
But based on the police treatment Leroy has experienced so far, though, these promises likely don't mean much. Back where the crowd is gathered, several bystanders attempt to explain how the situation has played out so far. The response they get is lackluster at best, if not outright dismissive.
He go see his sister, man.
Put their hand on him.
He jumped out, he grabbed him. He didn't try to get aggressive with him. He picked him up and slammed him, man. On the guy in the car.
The officer, when
the black
gentleman
officer
told
picked
him
him up.
to not touch him, the officer got mad and choked him.
Yeah,
and then he tried to resist. The officer took him and slammed him on the ground.
He wasn't doing nothing wrong.
He could have he could have seriously injured him for the remainder of his life. That could have affected the rest of his life. That could have ended his life, to be honest with you. Depending on, you know, certain type of circumstances, that was unnecessary. That was clearly no.
the police officer get out of the car?
We have no idea. They parked right here. They parked right here. They were sitting down right here. He started walking towards them. The gentleman got up and started walking away. I guess he didn't want no problem. They never found nothing on him. He wasn't doing anything wrong. The black officer tried to corner him off, ran and chased him and blocked him off. He said, man, I ain't did nothing. Don't touch me. The officer grabbed him and started choking him.
I'm sorry. Right. My suggestion is, if you want to make a complaint, you can call COPA. But obviously, I mean, it looks like the guy's under arrest for something.
What that something is remains to be seen. An officer needs to take charge of the situation and give the disgruntled witnesses a voice. They need for someone to listen and to feel they've been heard. They should be given the option to fill out statements and potentially compose formal complaints. Even if the complaints don't move forward, perception is everything, even so much as giving the witnesses business cards as a way to build trust. For now, officers clear the original scene and arrange to meet EMS at a more controlled location. However, not all of the officers go quietly, fanning the flames of unrest before leaving the area.
Oh, we come out thick. That's how we do. I'm just talking to the community, bro. That's it. I still love you, though. I still love you. I love you, Papa. They need attention. All right, let's go.
They put the paddy wagon on. How many people they arrested?
Just a few blocks away, one of the officers waiting for EMTs to assess Leroy finally thinks to ask a rather important question.
We jumped. What y'all doing? I'm trying to see what y'all arrested for. What's he arrested for? They instantly started fighting. But you don't know what you're arrested for? I'm be arrested for. Hey, no, hey, see my face, you. Do you see my face?
As we saw in the arrest footage, this isn't exactly true. It seems that the police are getting creative. Police chased Leroy down, and it was only after they laid hands on him that he began to flail.
They started grabbing on Ridge as soon as he walked up, grabbing his back, grabbing the back of his vest, pulling him away. We didn't even say
This claim may be true. Conflict once again flares between Leroy and the officers while they wait for EMS. Even rookies are taught not to engage with a yelling detainee. While it would go a long way in the court of public opinion and among a jury when footage shows officers not engaging, this particular officer opens the door to the cruiser and confronts Leroy. His act is clearly unprofessional. In addition, the backwards worn baseball hat wouldn't be a standard issued uniform item.
This on camera, bro. This is on camera. You know.
Police already saw that Leroy had a phone during the arrest, the search, and when they initially placed him in the car.
And they just grabbed him.
Yeah. I see you. Yeah.
They just grabbed his pockets. This is okay, well, now, I stand mistaken because he said on Angelo's grave, which if you're unfamiliar with that term, you know, when people say on Angelo's grave or say on Larry Hoover, on certain, Angelo is was R.I.P. to him, a gang leader, you know, at some point. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that bro is in a gang, and even if he was, that's not necessarily against the law, is it? No, it's not. Being a part of a gang is not against the law, but he just might be from an area where there are, you know, four corner hustlers or vice lords or what have you, and that doesn't necessarily mean that he's a part of that specific nation or social organization. That doesn't mean that. He could just be using the verbiage. He could just be using the slang or the language of his area. That doesn't necessarily denote that he is a part of that organization just because he uses the vernacular, is the word I was looking for previously. But I don't think that was wise for him to say. This is why we have to have emotional control. So he could be categorized as a gang member at that point by saying on Angelo's grave. Let's go back and listen to that again. On Angelo's grave. Angelo's grave. He said it 3 times, but that doesn't mean that he's necessarily a member.
Harry, ring the whip, yo, Robinson on long cart. What don't you think I hold up to get all you? Watch
He said it 4 times.
Soon EMTs arrive to tend to Leroy's injuries. He's escorted out of the police car and into the ambulance while police decide who will accompany him to the hospital. Before getting underway, police take the opportunity to search Leroy again, but nothing incriminating has appeared in his pocket since the last time they checked. With that out of the way, they can finally head to the hospital. In addition to the scrapes on his face, Leroy was treated for injuries to his hands and wrists. There were also concerns about a concussion due to the force with which Leroy's head hit the pavement. While he has recovered physically, he's since come forward to say the encounter left him traumatized.
I don't understand. Why you still here?
What's up?
Why you still here?
Why am I still what?
Why the you still here?
Why am I still what?
You heard what I said.
It's a good question because you've certainly noticed Leroy still hasn't been told why he's under arrest. While the United States Supreme Court has held that it's good police practice to tell a suspect why they're being arrested when taken into...
It's not good police practice. That's your right to understand why you're being detained and arrested. That is your right. Yeah, this man's about to get money and get out the hood, bro. They're probably gonna give him probably like 50,000. Maybe, if that, but enough to get out the hood, because this is unnecessary and this is very uncivil and unlawful. No, this is not okay.
Custody. The Supreme Court has found no constitutional requirement to do so. Very few states statutorily require this in the United States.
Wait a minute. Are they saying that that's not a civil right, that the police have to tell you why you're being arrested at some point? What is That's not true.
It's a good question because you've certainly noticed Leroy still hasn't been told why he's under arrest. While the United States Supreme Court has held that it's good police practice to tell a suspect why they're being arrested when taken into custody, the Supreme Court has found no constitutional requirement to do so. Very few states statutorily require this in the United States. It's an exception far.
So you're saying that all this time, I'm 33 years old, and the police don't have to tell you why they're detaining you or arresting you? That doesn't make any sense at all. What the? I'm gonna look that up real quick.
From the norm.
Patel 18129.
Who's the police? Patel? You know I ain't supposed to be in this community.
Boy, you come holler at y'all, you damn sure gonna know.
Cool.
You damn sure finna get y'all food.
Alright, that's good.
Like, you damn sure finna get y'all food. Patrol.
Best of luck to you, buddy.
1829.
Best of luck to you, buddy.
Good luck.
So wait a minute. So you mean to tell me they can give this young man a concussion, scrape his face up, mess his hands and his wrists up, and walk up to him and just say you're under arrest, and they don't have to tell him why? That doesn't even make sense. Of course a person is going to resist when you don't tell them why they're being detained or under arrest. That doesn't make instinct. That doesn't even. Why would somebody be like, "Oh, I'm under arrest"? Okay, well, you said I'm under arrest. I don't know if you're a police officer. You haven't identified yourself. Well, I guess, and just take me to jail. No, nigga, what the? Arresting officers. Okay, It says, I Googled it. The arresting officers must inform you of the intention, cause, and authority of the arrest, except when they have except when they have reasonable cause to believe you engaged in committing or attempting to commit a crime. Well, he was just walking down the street. But if he looked like a suspect, if he beyond a reasonable doubt looked like somebody who did something, or if they catch you doing something, if they catch you if they see you obviously putting candy in your pocket and you're in a store, they're not gonna be like, hey, you're under arrest. They're gonna just snatch you up and put you in handcuffs and tell you you're in handcuffs because I saw you clearly. If they catch you in the act, no. But this man was just walking down the street, and they gave him a concussion, which could have ended his life. They grabbed him by the neck, slammed his body, scraped up his wrist, scraped up his hand, scraped up his face, and didn't tell him even while he was in the ambulance. After they grabbed up all on his body, trying to search for something that wasn't even there. Yeah, no, this was not good police work at all. If he deserved it, that's one thing. He was walking on the street, minding his business.
Why you grab me like that? Why you grab me for though? I don't get why he touching me, bro.
He just got physically
When
assaulted.
Leroy's
Why do
arrest
you
came
think
under investigation, it
What
seemed
happened?
police had very little to say for themselves by way of explanation.
Goofy.
All right. We'll put everybody else as offenders that grabbed you. You know, we'll do that on the case report. We'll start head on. Yeah, the description or whatever. We'll get the camera. All right, head on in.
It's clear that the sergeant is aware the situation has been botched. The story officer settled on was that Leroy looked directly at the officers as they drove by, widened his eyes, and then walked away. It appears that Leroy was violently arrested for the serious crime of looking surprised. The official report went on to mention that police suspected Leroy might have had a gun when he reached for his pocket, but as they later discovered, all he could have been reaching for was his phone or glasses. It seems the real reason Leroy was stopped was simply a case of bullying or misuse of power. Leroy was charged with resisting arrest and aggravated assault against a peace officer. All charges were dropped a few months later, thanks to the body camera footage.
A few months later. Did he even bond out? Was he? So this man probably could have lost his job, lost his home, lost his girl, because he made a face at a police officer and he was reaching for his phone.
Proved Leroy was not the instigator. Leroy proceeded to sue the city.
And then. Now I believe that when people sit in Cook County Jail, they get I believe it's like $127 a day that you get when you sit in Cook County Jail, when you are proven that they were just messing with you for no reason. I believe that. And they said they said months? More than 1 month?
The Chicago Police Department for personal damages, as well as to ensure this sort of situation doesn't happen again. He was ultimately awarded.
Woo! Michael Jackson. This man got 200 bands. Count it. Did they tax that? This man got counted $195,000. That's not enough. Double. R.I.P. Fulio. Double that. They should have gave that man $500,000. Not that, man. Double that. Double that. Hey, guess what, Leroy? You made it out the hood, man. It might not have been how you planned on doing it, but it's lit, bro. How much is that? They probably taxed that money too. So maybe they probably took probably like 50 bands off of that. That's a good amount that's a nice little slice. I like that. Let's get it. Double that though. And don't do it again, bitch.
$195,000. Clearly, the situation should have been handled much differently.
$195,000 motherfucking dollars, bro, on the gang, on on Angelo, bro, on Angelo's grave. Shout out to on Larry Hoover, on King Barksdale, on all the three kings, on all the kings, bro. Yes. That was good. That's some good stuff, man. That's good justice. But double that
While
next
police
time.
training
Don't
has
do it
progressed
again,
over the
bitch.
years, it must continue to evolve and
I don't
grow.
want to hear this shit. It's Aaron Moses, man. Shout out to Leroy. I don't remember your last name, bro, because I've been drinking and thinking. But hey, man. I hope you healed up. I hope that concussion didn't affect you for the rest of your life. I hope that you didn't have to be, you didn't have to lose your woman or lose any, man. I hope you're using that money wisely. And I hope you heal up. I hope you've healed, and I hope you're doing things great with your life, bro. It's sick. I know you might look up one day from the trauma that you've experienced from this experience, and you wish that you didn't even have that money, and you just didn't want to be traumatized at that point. And you would have just wanted to be still in the hood, just walking around and not have a concussion and not be roughed up by these people. I don't know. I've never been in that type of situation. But man, I hope you healed, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, most importantly. And I hope you're using your currency to the best of your ability to better yourself. If you have any children, I hope you're using that to better the lives of your children. The people that deserve it around you, your family, your friends. And I hope these people, don't have their authority and don't have their job, so they don't get to victimize people. From what I've seen, you got victimized by a good 5 to 6 men. Not men. 5 to 6 males. At this point during these interactions that you had. Horrible situation. Shout out to the community for protecting you and protecting your rights and recording all of the interactions that you had at that time. And man, I hope you're doing better in life, bro. It is what it is. It's not what it's not. It's Aaron Moses. I'm the bang. You the bang. Pray for Leroy and hope he's doing better, and you moved out that situation, moved out that city, and just doing better, bro. That was horrible to watch. That was horrible to witness. And I hope we all learned something. Peace. Gang.